Hello and welcome to Map and Key Gaming's Halloween Spooktacular. Today we are doing a spotlight on King Arthur from Unmatched. Now, King Arthur comes from Unmatched, Battle of Legends Volume 1, which is a 2 to 4 player game that plays approximately 20 to 40 minutes and is for ages 9 and up, and it is published by Mondo and Restoration Games. Unmatched is a fighting game that players use characters like King Arthur here to engage in combat using cards from a unique deck made specifically for the character that you're playing. Now, this is a spotlight, not a strategy guide. So here we're just going to go over the different cards that are available to King Arthur, so you can kind of take a look at them and see what they're all about, and take a look at some of the art that is on the cards, because the art is absolutely fantastic. Now, if you like this kind of content, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Let's get started at looking at some cards. The first card we're going to be looking at today is King Arthur's character card. This right here tells you all about the character. So here we see that King Arthur, he's a melee character, and he has 18 health. This is his health dial, which looks pretty cool. And it goes up to 18. And then down here at the very bottom, it says Merlin. He's ranged, with a life of 7. And this is his life dial with the hands. Looks pretty cool too. Okay. Now, both of them have a movement of 1. Right down here, it mentions King Arthur's special ability, which is you may boost any of his attack cards, which is to reveal a card, like this one here, and there is a number right here in the circle, and that is letting you know that's the boost number. When we take a look at the cards here in a minute, I'll go over that a little bit. The one thing is that if your opponent plays a card that cancels the effects on a card, it also cancels this ability. So that's kind of a big negative for King Arthur here. And as we go through the cards, you'll see. I mean, it's cool that he gets to boost them up. Okay, let's take a look at the first card. And the very first card here is going to be Regroup. This is a common card. You find this in many decks. And it is a purple card, which means it can be used for attack or defense. And below it is the number that it deals or defense for, and that's 1. And then underneath it here it says any. So in that black area there, it'll say any, which means it can be used by either King Arthur or Merlin, or either one of them. So in this case, any means either one of them can use it. And then, like I said, down here in the circle is the boost number. And then down here is the actual card ability. Regroup. After combat, draw 1 card. If you won the combat, draw 2 cards. So if you were able to win, you get an extra card. That's pretty good. The next card is going to be Feint, and it is also a common card that you find in a few different decks. For Feint here, it's purple again for 2, and it can be used by either King Arthur or Merlin. The Feint effect is immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's card. So if somebody plays this against Arthur, he would lose his boost if he had boosted his card. Another purple card that he has here for 3, which can be used between him and Merlin, is Momentous Shift. During combat, if your fighter started this turn in a different space, this card's value is 5 instead. It gives him a little bit of a boost, going from 3 to 5, and then if you do boost it, you might be able to get some damage out of it. The next card is Skirmish. And Skirmish again is purple for 4, and it's used by any. Skirmish says, after combat, if you won the combat, choose one of the fighters in the combat and move them up to 2 spaces. So this gives a little bit of space control. Space control is pretty powerful in this game, because you need to be able to manage it, because as Arthur is a melee character, he has to be up close and personal. And because with Merlin here, him taking damage, he only has 7 health. So you want to keep, as much space between him and the other melee fighters. That's important there, to have a little bit of that space control. Now the last mini card for King Arthur is going to be Swift Strike. Right here. Swift Strike is going to be an attack card for 3, and it says, after combat, move your fighter up to 4 spaces. So again, it's more of that space control. Space control is actually important for every character. We're going to see it a lot here with King Arthur because of Merlin. This is our first Merlin skirmish card here, which is Command the Storms. Move each fighter up to 3 spaces. This includes opposing fighters. So I like to think of it as board control, being able to manipulate the space between the different characters. The one character who's really unique in this is Bruce Lee, because whenever Bruce Lee attacks, he has the ability to jump back. I forget how many spaces, but he has this ability, so he goes in and he attacks and then he comes back. It's really hard as a melee fighter because you have to use one of your actions to pretty much keep up with him. Okay, the next Merlin skirmish card is going to be Restless Spirits. Choose any space in Merlin's zone. Deal 2 damage to each opposing fighter in that space, and in one adjacent space. If at least one fighter is defeated this way, draw 1 card. It's a little wordy, but what that's doing is it's dealing out damage to the area around Merlin. You know, for King Arthur, Merlin is huge because he's doing damage while Arthur is running around the board. And another Merlin skirmish card is Prophecy. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 of those cards to your hand and the other 2 on top of your deck in any order. Deck management is important in every character deck. And then we have here is Bewilderment, and that's a Merlin defense card. A defense for 0. During combat, prevent all damage, which that's pretty cool. And then after combat, you may place Merlin in any space. The idea here is, hey, you didn't realize, what was happening. Somebody got way too close to Merlin, started to hit him. And what this card is, this is your get out of jail for free card by being able to just leave me alone and just move him out of there. Merlin's attack card here for 4, Aid the Chosen One. After combat, if you won the combat, draw 2 cards. So more hand management. So King Arthur's purple card that allows for defense and attack is Divine Intervention. After combat, move King Arthur up to 5 spaces. More of that space control. And then his defense card here is the Holy Grail. After combat, if King Arthur has 4 or less health but is not defeated, set his health to 8. So it allows him to gain some health. Noble Sacrifice. Get the cards all over the place here. Noble Sacrifice. During combat, you may boost this attack. This is in addition to any boost from King Arthur's ability. So it allows you to double boost. That's pretty powerful. We have this King Arthur attack card here called the Aid of Morgana. After combat, draw 2 cards. Real simple. And now we come to King Arthur's final 2 cards. The first one being the Lady of the Lake. Search your deck and discard pile for the Excalibur card. Add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. That makes perfect sense. But now you're probably wondering, why Excalibur? And this is Excalibur right here. Excalibur hits for 6, and you could boost it. He can hit a pretty decent amount there. So that's all of the cards for King Arthur. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know down in the comments below. Follow us on our social medias. We have Instagram and Facebook. Let us know if there are any characters that you would like to see spotlighted. I know that Unmatched is a big game with a bunch of characters, and there are more and more being released all the time. So let me know. I did forget to show off his... Oh wait, maybe I did show it off. I don't know. I love the art so much. But that is the back of his deck. It looks pretty cool. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. And remember, heavy is the head that wears the crown.